this is Dominic, wedding DJ.
And this is Serena, wedding planner.
And together we are
The Wedding Duo.
We are here to talk all things weddings.
Planning a wedding can be stressful, but we are here to help.
So before you say, that's it, we're going to Vegas, don't go to Vegas.
Let's have some fun.
Join us as we answer your wedding questions and help navigate planning one of the biggest days of your life with
The Wedding Duo.
How's everyone doing? It is a Thursday night. So my name is Dominic. I'm half of the Wedding Duo here on Instagram, and I'm here to answer some wedding questions. If you have questions, feel free to put them into the comments. By the way, I'm a wedding DJ, and yeah, I've been doing this, I've been saying 15 years for a few years now, so I don't really know how many years I've been doing it, but it's been a few. All right, let's see what you have to say. Michelle Gabriel 21 said, do you want to do a wedding in the Dominican on July 9th? So that's really soon. I'd have to check to see if I'm available. We do travel, and I would love to go to the Dominican. I haven't been to the islands down there. But yeah, shoot us an email at hello@theweddingduo.co, not .com, .co. Yeah, you never know. Stranger things have happened. I'm going to Oregon next year. I went to New York last year. My wife and I are both going to Colorado in a couple weeks for an event. So we do travel now. Hello from East Texas, the 4R24. Or the 4, I don't know how to say it. Hi from Surprise, Arizona, Christina Walton. Surprise, Arizona. I remember there's a place called Friendly Maryland. Maryland. It just was like, that might be the friendliest place ever. Dora Abadanza says, hi from Australia. It's morning there. Good morning. Welcome. Good way to start the day. Hopefully you're enjoying a cup of coffee while we talk wedding. I'm guessing you're engaged, Dora, or maybe someone in the family is. Hi from Paso Robles, California. We have lots of California on here today. What's up? Sherry Fields 581 in Clayton, North Carolina. Does anybody have any questions? Everyone's just saying hi. So Nicole, there we go. Nicole Brianne 04 said hi. Any good recessionals from the Beebs? I can't play any music here in Instagram land because they will shut me down. But I can still look on I was just looking at something earlier from the Beebs. Hang on. No, that's not a good one. It was a dance one. I don't know. Like Baby is like the one that put him on the map, right? I know some good processionals. I did a video on Lifetime, which is really, I mean, I'm not a believer necessarily, but I mean, he's done some good work over the years. And that one in particular, it might be his best work. It's really good. But there's a line, if you time it right, where you hit the back of the aisle and it says, you know, when you know, when you know, I know you're the one, right? Ooh. It's really, that's where this whole time the song thing started. It started with the Beebs, actually. Garina said, how do you handle other vendors who aren't following the day of timeline? That is very rare that happens, but it does. It has happened where the photographer, I'm not trying to throw the photographer under the bus, but the photographer has one, the DJ has one, and the planner has one, and nobody's on the same sheet of music. So normally if there is a wedding planner or a coordinator, they're kind of at the helm, right? If I disagree with something, or not even disagree, if I just say, would you mind if we do the cake before the toast? Because it's easier, I lose people's attention during the cake, but I have to get them for the toast. And if I have something after the cake, I get their attention, I lose their attention, and I have to get everyone's attention back. So for me, I'm like, do the cake, then the toast, and then let's go into maybe your first dance or whatever's after that, because I can keep their attention. But that's not like people just doing different things. You really need to have get everybody on an email and just say like, hey, we need to have one timeline, and everybody can put in their 2 cents, and then basically you kind of maybe rearrange things. So, but that would be what I would do. Kay Hoover 1970, your daughter's getting married in September. Congratulations. Amberin 19 said, your favorite father-daughter dance song. Okay, so my daughter is 12, going on 21, like your gender does. And I was actually working on my wedding for this weekend today, and she's doing I Loved Her First, which is gets used a lot. The three big ones, Butterfly Kisses, I Loved Her First, and My Little Girl, right? Bob Carlisle does Butterfly Kisses, Tim McGraw does My Little Girl, and Heartland does I Loved Her First. And they're beautiful songs. They're beautifully written, they're performed wonderfully, and they're timeless. And the reason people use them still, because other people say, like, what are the ones that get overused? But I say this all the time. The reason you're on here is because the algorithm found out you clicked on something that was wedding related, and here come all the videos, right? That's why you see my big bald head all the time, because the algorithm knows you're engaged, right? Or somebody in your family is engaged. You're either maid of honor or mom or dad or groom or whatever. But everybody else hasn't seen this. So if the song I Loved Her First just fits you and your dad, then use it. Like, nobody else is seeing all this stuff that you and I are seeing. It's in my industry, so I attend more weddings in a month than most people see in a lifetime. I am inundated, so I hear the song a lot, but I go to weddings I attend parties for a living. It's a pretty good gig, but I hear that song a lot. But it's a perfect song. However, Cinderella by Stephen Curtis Chapman, oh my God, that one is just like, gets me every time. Whenever it talks about when you're little. But there's another one, and keep in mind, my kids are little, right? My daughter's 12, my boys are 10 and 6. And so there's a lot of songs that sing about when they're little. And I Loved Her First starts like that, sings like that, and then it gets to when you're older. Cinderella by Stephen Curtis Chapman, the same thing. It starts about, Daddy the Prince invited me to the ball. We helped me practice for my dance. And then it's for prom, and then it's for wedding day. And it kind of progresses through the song like that. But there are other ones that are kind of like as if you're singing to a young person, like Lullaby by Billy Joel. Beautiful song, but he really kind of, in the song, she stays little, even at the end. There's a song by Sleeping at Last, and most of you probably know the song Turning Page from Twilight. That was like his biggest hit. He has a song called I'll Keep You Safe. It came on today, and I was just a wreck because my kids are little, but they're getting bigger, and it drives me crazy. So I would love to dance to I'll Keep You Safe, but probably Cinderella is my first. I know. See, this is why I don't get all my questions answered, because I get chatty and I tell you guys all my stories. Sheila Wells, hi from Jessup, Georgia. Hello. Heidi Jack Q said, a good song for parents of the bride to walk into. We wanted an 80s era upbeat song. An 80s era upbeat song. Well, I have my Mac here. Again, I can't play any music, but I can reference it. Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Ooh, that would be a good one by Queen. Or you could even do You're My Best Friend, right? Something more upbeat, you could do like The Longest Time by Billy Joel. That'd be good. Or Just the Way You Are by Billy Joel. Don't go changing to try to please me. Tiny Dancer is still a good one, right? I mean, I know lyrically it's kind of not perfect for like a bride and dad dance, but I've done it for that. And it would work to go down the aisle as well. Love Shack? No, that isn't Love Shack. White Wedding? Anyway, maybe those are a couple that would work. I'm going to try to really keep going here. Haley Boyce is in Vermont. Where in Vermont? Just Vermont. Hello, Haley. Hello from Vegas, 702 Irish Girl. Irish Girl, what are you doing in Vegas? Are you visiting? Okay, I'm catching up. Come on, here we go. Amy Parker Mullen said, what version of Simple Man for groom and mother? So Leonard Skinner is the original, and it's great. Shinedown has a version that is very similar. You'd have to listen to them side by side, but they're both good, but they're both really long. So that is the example I use when somebody says, well, we really want to dance to this song, but it's too long. Like, that's the one. I go, Simple Man is like almost 6 minutes long. So you don't need to get the full song of whatever. Your first dance, if bride and dad, groom and mom, bride and mom, you're dancing with your brother, uncle, sister. Pick the song you want, and then tell your DJ, give us about 2 minutes, and then fade it out. Or, because we try to find a part in the song. If somebody just tells me, I don't want the whole song, usually around the 150 to 210 mark in the song, I'm looking for a spot where they finish the chorus, and then they go into an instrumental or a guitar solo or something like that. Because I don't want to be like, I love your and just cut it off, right? There are DJs that do that, and it blows my mind. I'm like, come on, be smooth, man. Like, fade it in, fade it out. Pick your spot, right? So that's what I do. I'm looking for a spot where the song kind of naturally comes out of the crescendo, out of the chorus, and then I fade it out and say, ladies and gentlemen, our bride and her dad, yay! Or ladies and gentlemen, our newlyweds, yay! Another thing you can do, you can just, as you come around, just look at the DJ and kind of go, whatever. I've told my bride and her dad or groom and mom saying, when you're done, just stop dancing and hug it out. That'll be my cue. If it's the couple, the cutest thing is if you're in your kitchen and you're looking for that 2-minute mark and you're practicing, find a spot right in that time where the cue for me is you do a twirl into a dip. And that's my cue. Like, ladies and gentlemen, the Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Hey, and everybody claps. It's the most charming way to end that dance. But anyway, those are the two versions of Simple Man. Say, this is what I do. I go pew, 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 pew. Anyway, Katie Marie 13213. What are the biggest red flags to look for when booking a DJ? So it's not just the DJ, but I mean, it's not even the wedding industry. But if somebody's just hard to communicate, they're not answering emails, they don't want to get back to you. There have been times people have said, I reach out to somebody, send them an email, we set up a call, I'm on the phone with them, I go, well, how many DJs have you reached out to? And she goes, I reached out to about 5 DJs. You're the only one that got back to me. And I'm like, so I got the job because I hit reply? Like, that's all I needed to do to get the job? I mean, anyway, if somebody's really responsive, that's great, because you have to be a good DJ, but you have to run a good business as well, because it's a business, right? There's a lot of weekend warriors out there in any category, because the wedding industry tends to be on the weekends. If they work at a bank or they're a school teacher or they're whatever they do from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, the weekends are free. And if you're trying to moonlight on something and try to really, really good, you're passionate about photography or music, and you're trying to get into it, they might not get back to you as much until the weekends or the evenings, because that's when they do their stuff. It's not like they're in their place of business 9 to 5. The place of business is their living room, right? So it's really, there's a lot of people that started. I mean, I started that way, and here I am. I got 5 other DJs. We have an office. We're like, right? But some red flags are, ask if they're going to MC your event, because there are DJs that won't MC. Usually that's a club DJ. And again, club DJs are awesome, but the club is not a wedding. The club DJ is playing to his 21-year-olds, right? The 20-somethings, maybe the young 30-year-olds. And if it's a dance hall, they're doing country. If it's an R&B club, they're doing R&B. If it's a hip-hop club or an EDM or house club, that's what they're playing. If you show up in your cowboy boots and your cowboy hat to an EDM club and go up to the DJ and say, like, hey, give me something I can two-step to, you know, I mean, the DJ is going to laugh in your face, right? Because you're not in a dance hall. You're not going to two-step. The same is true if you go into a dance hall and ask for Nelly. They're going to laugh at you. Like, dude, this is country, man. I have all 4 generations, all walks of life, all kinds of people there. And I need to MC the event because there's a lot of different parts going on. So ask if they'll MC. Ask if you get to pick the music, because some DJs just want to beat mix and they don't want to let you pick the music. But it's your day. Nobody knows more about what your family and friends and the two of you want to hear than you do. So those are some things I would ask for sure. Chownsy said, do you know of any slow versions of Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars for a first dance? That one's not, you could do a first dance to that one. I don't know any slow ones. I mean, I mentioned the Billy Joel version of Just the Way You Are, but that's a different song. What I would do is go into YouTube, type that song in, type Bruno Mars, and then type in cover, and you'll see who covered it, because there may very well be some covers of that song. Sal2 King Kong said they're using That's Amore by D. Martin. Love it. It's great. That is a fantastic sing-along song. Everybody jumps in on that one. Kimberly Laval is asking where I live. I am in San Antonio, Texas. We do travel for weddings occasionally, but it has to be far enough out that I don't already have one booked on that weekend, because if I have a Sunday wedding and yours is Saturday, I can't get to Colorado and get back for my wedding the next day. Christina 42, my son's getting married soon. What's a great groom and mother song? Well, let's reference the music planner. For those of you that have never been on live before or didn't know this, I have this form that's available for download. If you are looking for many songs in many categories, well, one song for each category. This is my music planner. I call it. It's just got the categories at the beginning saying you probably need 3 for the ceremony. Are you doing introductions? Are you doing together? Are you going to separate the guys and the girls? Are you doing first dance, bride and mom, groom and mom, bride and dad? So it's all broken into categories like that. And this one is there's a lot of songs written for bride and dad. There's not as many written for mom and groom, but there's a bunch out there. Garth Brooks has a song called Mom that's really popular. Kenny Chesney has a song called Don't Blink. That could be either one, really. It just talks about how your kids grow up fast, which I was just talking about that. Simple Man is on my list, both Skinner and Shinedown. Reba McEntire has a song called He Gets That From Me, which is very pretty. Tom Petty has Wildflowers. That one is pretty timeless as well. And that one could be for either gender either. He doesn't really sing. He just says, "You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a ship at the sea." So it really just talks about you have an adventurous heart kind of thing. Speaking of heart, Phil Collins has "You'll Be in My Heart." If you're a Disney fan, Tarzan, Mama, hold it, baby Tarzan. Sing it. That one's and it's such a great song anyway. So there you go. Christina, there's a couple songs. Blondie K 2014. Would you ever come to Upper Peninsula of Minnesota in Calumet? Sure. Shoot. We got a lot of requests to travel. So shoot me an email at hello@theweddingduo.co, not .com, .co. My family's in Wisconsin, actually, so I go up there a lot. I am Lori MC. I am Lori MC, maybe? Any fun dad-daughter fun dance mashup? I mean, you can mash up anything, but some people say Dad and I are really close. Neither one of us want to ugly cry. What's something a little more toe-tappy? So let me answer that question. You can do Fleetwood Mac has Landslide. That one's still closer to make me cry than not. But Amos Lee has a song called Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea, apple of my eye. It's really toe-tappy. It's a little bit more upbeat. People have done My Girl by The Temptations. People have done Stevie Wonder, Isn't She Lovely? Frank Sinatra has The Way You Look Tonight, which is another one that's a little more upbeat, a little bit faster, especially if you two can dance. I can do a little bit of swing, a little bit of twirls around there and such. But yeah, all the rest are make you cry. It doesn't take much to make me cry. I'm a bit of an emotional train wreck. Usually I'm sleep deprived, but I was pretty bad before I became a dad. When I became a dad, oh my God, it's just like, I'll be watching a commercial, like, okay, it's beautiful. My wife's like, what is wrong with you? I go, didn't you see the commercial? Yes, I'm that guy. Chloe Kim said, hello from Victoria, BC. Hello up there in British Columbia. Jamie Lee Gibson, Best Part of Me by Ed Sheeran for Processional. That definitely would work well. Ed Sheeran's got loads of songs that work really well. There was a time, there was like probably 18 months straight where everybody's first dance was perfect by Ed Sheeran when that song came out. I mean, it's a perfect song. Pardon the pun, but... So, CMW444 said, song for the private last dance for the couple. If you don't know what this is, at the end of the night, like, we play one last song for everybody. Let's say we play Sweet Caroline, ba, ba, ba. Thank you very much. Congratulations. One more time, you two lovebirds. Everybody head outside. The wedding planner's going to hand you a sparkler. Please don't light the sparkler. I say that every night because there's always some uncle that's like, I got my sparkler lit. I go, great. It's going to be burned out before anybody even gets out there. So, and then he lights other people's, and you get out there and there's just glowing sticks by the time the couple comes out. So don't light the sparkler. But anyway, once everybody gets outside, back in the day, the couple were just sitting there like waiting for everybody to get a sparkler to get organized. They're like, where's my shoe? Where's my phone? Where's my purse? Everybody needs to get outside. But somebody had the great idea to shut the doors and have the couple come back on the dance floor for one last dance, just the two of you. And it is amazing. I mean, people just bawl. Like the groom oftentimes is just like bawling. Maybe he's a little drunk, a little tired, but there's also that you're at that perfect moment where the day is done, but not quite done. You're still in your dress. He's still in his suit. But you get that perfect moment where all the planning and the stress that you've been carrying for 18 months is gone because your day is done and you did it. And you're like, babe, we did it. We're married, right? But you get one last dance. Some people do their first dance again. Other people have two front runners and you're like, they're both great songs. I don't know which one to do. So put one as your first dance and one as that last dance at the end of the night, just the two of you. Other people have a song, their song, the song that's like, you consider this is our song, but lyrically, you're like, people are going to be like, why'd they pick that song? I was like, whatever, because maybe the lyrics don't match, but that's your song, right? It's a song that makes you think of each other. So maybe you do something more traditional for your first dance, and then you save that song that's your song for that last song, just the two of you, because there's only the two of you in the room. Nobody's going to judge you then. I mean, the DJ's in there, but we don't judge. Your photographer will be in there for a few pictures, but I'm telling you, it is a great way to end the night. And I mean, anything that's a beautiful love song will fit for that last dance. But the private last dance and then your first dance are so personal. It's hard for me to make suggestions. I can suggest love songs all day, but anyway, it's fantastic. Kate Chloe Kim said, besides Closing Time, what's the song in the night? Closing. I hate that song. I rarely ever say that, but it's just so whiny, and it's just everybody is. I find it annoying and cliche. Like closing time, somebody will put it on. They're like, "Hey, that'll be the last song." I go, "Okay, let's do it." What I look for when I have a last song for everybody, kind of like when I open the dance floor. I mentioned earlier, there's 4 generations in all walks of life at this event. I don't want to go straight to the club, because to go straight to the club, the upper generations are going to be like, well, I guess we're not dancing tonight. They're going to get some cake and they're going to go, right? And your friends aren't ready to dance yet. It's maybe still not quite dark out. They haven't had enough to drink yet. So you end up like, you go hard right out of the gates, and you have an empty dance floor. Maybe the flower girl's out there like, yee, chasing the ring bearer around. It's cute, but that's not what I'm going for. So I like to start with something timeless that's going to get multiple generations out there. September, Twist and Shout, I Feel Good, James Brown. I do something like that, Boogie Shoes, something like that, Staying Alive. I don't know. Some of the ones that are just big hitters that multiple people know, multiple generations know. End of the night is the same thing. That last hour, I've been getting gangster or crunk or going hard, catering to your friends, because then they're ready to dance. So that's when we're doing rap and R&B and top 40 and stuff that the upper generations probably don't know. I love it when they come out and dance, but that's the time where I'm catering to your friends, right? But your parents are still there. The parents and the uncles and aunts and maybe grandparents are still there. So that last song, I want everybody on the dance floor. I actually invite them out. I go, ladies and gentlemen, we have time for one last song. Wait, I have a mic here. Let me pick it up. Ladies and gentlemen, we have time for one. I feel more natural. This is my hand. We have time for one more song. If you have any energy left, come on the dance floor with the bride and groom. We're going to sing it out at the top of our lungs to this classic. And then I hit Sweet Caroline, Friends in Low Places, Don't Stop Believing, Bohemian Rhapsody, something where everybody's going to be like, we are the champions, my friend. Or ba ba ba, right? It's a great way to end the night, because everybody actually comes out and you get to end the night not feeling like it's an empty dance floor. It's like all your family and friends are around you, and you're in the middle, like dancing while everyone's singing around you. It's fantastic. There have been nights where I ask everybody to come out, and people come on the dance floor. I go, where did all these people come from? I didn't even know there were that many people still here. But when they're all spread out, they don't look like that many. But when they all come on the dance floor, it feels like a ton of people. And that's what I want you to have at the end of your night. I want you to feel like, oh, look, everybody's still here. They're all with me on the dance floor. That is a great end of the night. Anyway. There you go. There we go again. I go off on a tangent. Haley B. Anderson, maybe, said, do you know of a slower version of All I Ever Need by Austin Mahone for a bride walking down the aisle? I don't off the top of my head. But like I said, so type it in, All I Ever Need, type in Austin Mahone, and then type in cover or instrumental if you're looking for an instrumental version of the song in YouTube. I'm sorry. So go to YouTube. YouTube is a vast pool of songs. If there's a version of it, it's a good chance it's on YouTube. You can find it on Instagram too, but it's a little harder to search, I found. Laura Valerie 0803 said, how to get a good instrumental cover of your first dance for Processional. Same thing. Go into YouTube, type in your song, type in the artist, and then type in instrumental. You're going to get a few karaokes that come in there. Don't get the karaoke. It usually has like background singers, and it's not what you're looking for. The instrumental one, however, you're going to get a string quartet that does it. You're going to get a piano and a cellist that covers it. You're going to get an acoustic guitar that covers it, or you're going to get a combination of something, a piano that just does it. But there's variations of it, and it's beautiful. It's really a cool way to do. Like I mention this all the time. Thanks for bringing it up, Laura. You found your first dance. You find an instrumental version of your first dance to go down the aisle for the bride, and it's a great callback when you do your first dance. And you get your song in there more than once. Elena Sousa 7725 said, any suggestions for introducing the bride and groom? My wedding will be next Saturday, May 20th. Well, that's exciting. I have a wedding that day as well. And it's 2 days before my birthday. There you go. Gemini. So any suggestions for introducing you? So if you have a DJ, they probably do this for a living, so they'll probably have some ideas, but he or she. But if you have a friend or family doing it, it's a weird thing whenever I'm trying to get people's attention, especially there when I'm introducing the wedding party or just the bride and groom, because that happens sometimes, just the couple. I have to get everybody's attention and get them focused on the main doors or whatever. I can't tell you how often I always say things twice. I say, all right, everybody, we're ready to bring in the wedding party and get this thing started. And there's like, yay, like 10% of the people clap. But what happens is the people around those 10% go like, what, did I miss something? Why are people clapping and making noise? And then I say it again. We can do better than that. Are we ready to bring in the wedding party and get this crowd going? And then I've got like 80% of the crowd, and they're all like, hey, and now I've got more attention, and those last two people hear something's going on, and then I blast the music, I turn my mic up really loud, say, then direct your attention to the main doors, and I go into my spiel before I bring in the wedding party, and then the bride and groom. So people kind of go, why do you always say it twice? I'm very deliberate in what I'm doing. I'm trying to get everyone's attention. And before I do the toast, like if the best man's waiting up there, the maid of honor or dad or somebody else is going to be giving a toast, and they're up there like, should I go? Is it on? I go, just give me a minute. There's still a lot of chatter back there. And I don't want somebody trying to give a heartfelt message when there's just that din in the background, because table 7 and table 12 won't shut the hell up. So I'll literally be like, shh. It's very childish, but very effective. The shush still gets people's attention. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, if somebody at the table next to you is talking, tell them to shush, shush. Ladies and gentlemen, the best man. And it's very effective, but my job is to get everyone's attention to whatever's happening. And it's really hard. It's hard enough to address the crowd if you're not used to that with everybody talking. It's so rude. Kay Hoover in 1970 said, is it okay to have a set of wedding party walk out to their own song? Meaning the parents have a song, bridesmaids have one, the flower girl has one, and then the bride has one. Don't know if this is okay. Oh, so this is to go down the aisle, right? So here's what I always say if you're looking for songs to go down the aisle. How long is your walk, and how many people are going down the aisle? If it's a really long walk, meaning you come out of the bride suite, you go down the hill, around the bushes, down this little crooked path, then you get to the back of the aisle where the chairs start, and then you walk up to the altar, whatever that looks like. You may want more songs, especially if the wedding party and the parents are all making that walk. If you have one song for everybody, I'm going to have to loop that song 2 or 3 times before everyone makes it up there. So that's a perfect time to add a second song, especially if you have parents, grandparents, godparents, sponsors, and then you've got 8 people on each side, so 8 guys and 8 girls, and then you've got 2 flower girls and 2 ring bearers. If there's that many people, yeah, do one song for the parents, do one song for the bridesmaids, and then do one song for the bride. If you have one for one person, like for the flower girl, that's tricky because let me talk about the other side of it. If it's a really short walk and you don't have that many people, and you have just one set of parents going down the aisle, but they have their own song, I'll start that song, they'll walk that short walk, and they'll be sitting down before you even get to the lyrics, let alone the chorus. People may not even recognize the song that you spent so much time to choose. So in that case, do one song for the parents and the wedding party, and then a second song for the bride. But if you have a long walk and a lot of people, yeah, spread it out. Do one for the parents, one for the wedding party, and then one for the bride. Maybe you can squeeze another one in there, but like I said, that's usually 3 at the beginning, 3 processional songs, including the bride's, is usually more than enough, is what I think. Thanks for following along, and we'll see you guys next week, hopefully. Hey, so thanks for listening to our podcast. If you found any of this information helpful and you know someone who may be engaged or is a maid of honor, maybe you could tell them and share it with a friend.
Absolutely. So screenshot this episode, share it on Instagram, on Facebook, and tag the wedding duo. We promise to share the love back. Also, if you are interested in more resources or the show notes, you can go to theweddingduo.co. We have one-on-one virtual sessions, a shop, all sorts of fun stuff. Check it out.